What's up, everybody? It's Who's from Full Court Press. Today is Monday, February 22nd, 2021, and I'll be giving you guys my picks for today's 6-game NBA slate. The first game here that I see is Chicago Bulls versus traveling to Houston. Houston's at home, -1, and the total is 226. If we look here, the Chicago Bulls still have Hutchinson, Markkanen, Porter, and Mokaka out, so they're missing 2 starters and 2 backups. For the most part, they're fairly healthy right now, though. They got Zach LaVine, Kobe White. They got Wendell Carter Jr. back, Thaddeus Young, a bunch of guys that are performing for him. The Chicago Bulls team has been taking a lot of teams down to the end of the game and either winning by a game winner or losing by 2. This is a tough team. Come the fourth quarter, come the second half, they always come to play. On the other side of the ball here, we have the Houston Rockets. Let's talk about these guys. So, Houston Rockets, right? They're looking to shop DeMarcus Cousins, to shop Boogie. Houston Rockets just got Boogie, and now they're looking to shop him. They're looking to bring in a couple players. Let me see here. Okay, so for the Rockets, we have DeMarcus Cousins is sidelined. He's out with the heel injury, and they're looking to trade him. We got P.J. Tucker active today, so P.J. Tucker will be playing, probably starting at the center spot for DeMarcus Cousins. Victor Oladipo, Christian Wood, Dante Exum, and Chris Clemens, they're all still out. Just looking at this game, there's not really much that's going to get me going to the Houston side. Pretty much here, you got John Wall and P.J. Tucker and like Ben McLemore, Danwell House. So basically John Wall and a bunch of guys that are like 6-man material. And then on the other side of this ball here, you got Kobe White, you got Zach LaVine, Wendell Carter Jr., Thaddeus Young. I think Chicago's more well put together at this moment, less injuries, and they just been hooping, man. So my pick here is going to be Chicago +1. And we're going to have to take this over the 226. Both of these teams are up and down. Their tempo is really high. They shoot a lot of threes, a lot of fast break points. Neither one of these teams play great defense. My pick here is going to be Chicago +1 in the over 226. Get into our second game here. Just looking at it, I already know this isn't the game I'm going to be betting today or really interested in at all today. We got the Miami Heat traveling to Oklahoma City, Oklahoma on a back-to-back. Miami's favored by 5 points here. Miami's favored by 7.5 most places. On the road versus Oklahoma City, and the over-under is 212. So the first thing that I'm looking at here, let's go look at some injuries for Miami, see what's going on there. Okay, Tyler Hero questionable. Dragic, Bradley, and Silva, and Myers Leonard all still sidelined. Let's see if there's some notes on Tyler Hero. Hero didn't play in the second half of Saturday's game with a hip pointer. His status likely hinges on his ability to shoot around. So basically, he's going to come to shoot around. He's going to try to play. You'll just have to wait until like right before the game to know what's actually going on with that guy. Let me see. For OKC, we have Al Horford still sidelined. George Hill sidelined. Ariza and Ty Jerome all hurt. Shai Gilgeous is back, and Shai Gilgeous been going crazy. Like I said, this game is a coin flip, so I don't really have a pick. Either way, Thunder or the Heat. But if I had to pick, I'm guessing here, Oklahoma City Thunder at home, I'd probably take them plus the 7 points. Miami Heat just haven't showed me that they could win games by 7 or more consistently. So I'd have to take the Oklahoma City Thunder here plus the 7 points over the 212 total. I just think, both of these teams, they have had a couple games where they've only broken 99 points, 100 points. But 212 is just too low in the NBA for a total for me. All it takes is 1 or 2 shooters to get hot, and you're going over that 212 easily by a line slide. So my pick here is going to be Oklahoma City at home, plus the 7.5, depending on where you get it. And then we're going to go over the 212 total. That 212 total is just way too low. Get into this third game of the day. We have Memphis versus Dallas. Dallas at home, laying 5 points. And the over-under is 232.5. Let's go ahead and take I just like taking a look at the injury report. If you guys don't know where to find the injury report, you can go to rotoworld.com, RotoWire, something like that. They always got pretty updated NBA injury reports. And then just continue to check through the day, because some of these guys that are questionable or even doubtful sometimes come closer to game time, like 30 minutes before the game or like an hour before the game. They'll get ruled in and you won't even know. So you got to make sure if you're betting, you keep on coming back to these injury reports and making sure you stay on top of what's actually going on for that day. So today for Dallas, which is I'm glad I went to go look at this, Porzingis, lower back tightness. He's questionable to play today. The Mavericks haven't played since February 14th, but apparently they have been practicing at high intensity with a focus on defense. He said Coach Rick Carlisle has been quoted saying that he wants to see improvement from Kristaps Porzingis on the defensive end. This game is on the front end of a back-to-back, so they might be planning to sit him. So basically, they got a game today, they got a game tomorrow, and they might be planning to sit him today against Memphis. Let's just keep an eye on that. That's something that you're going to want to watch out for. And then on Memphis' side, we have Dylan Brooks, Jaren Jackson Jr., Justice Winslow, Tilly, and Porter, all still injured. Just looking at this game, I know Memphis has been playing a little better recently. They're still not showing me that they could beat the top-tier teams in the NBA. Dallas Mavericks at home here haven't played since the 14th. I think they're going to be well rested. I think they'll be ready. Game plan for this Memphis team with John Morant and Joe Val. I think they're going to game plan pretty well. I think they have the size and the depth to stick with this team. My pick here is going to be Dallas Mavericks minus the 5 points at home in the over 232. You're going to hear me say over a lot unless there's a line that I just really like. They make a line that's like 232, 235, and then we find out right before the game that the best defender on that team, it isn't playing that day. That's one of the ones that I'm going to want to take under. For the unders in today's NBA, you really have to have an edge because, come down garbage time, you could have 3 players that never touch the floor come out there for 30 seconds, a minute 30, 2 minutes, and these guys just hit. So then it hits the over. For me, I really have to have some type of information or intel that's going to make me want to hit the under in today's NBA. It's just too many points scored too easily, especially with the lack of defense that the NBA has nowadays. This shit is insane. Which Dallas Mavericks play Boston tomorrow. So they might actually rest KCP here against Memphis and still try to get the win. And then go in tomorrow play, not KCP, but Kristaps Porzingis, KP. They might try to rest him today against Memphis, thinking it's an easier game. And then tomorrow go in. Both of these games are at home, so they're not traveling anywhere. But Kristaps Porzingis did come off an injury, so I know they're trying to take a light on him as far as the back-to-backs there. The fourth game of the day, we got Portland Trailblazers traveling to Phoenix to go play against Devin Booker and them. I know the Portland Suns got a lot of injuries. Portland Trailblazers, excuse me. They got a lot of injuries. They're really injury-riddled, but their record this season doesn't show that. The record this season is better than a lot of teams that actually have all their star players. It's something about this Trailblazers team that Gary Trent Jr. and all these other role players that they have on that team have really, they bought in. They bought into the culture. They bought into they're shooting threes. They're playing defense. Carmelo Anthony's out there doing his thing. This is the type of team where every single person is contributing on a nightly basis, and they need it. They needed to win these games without McCollum, without Nurkic, without all these guys that they had to begin the season. That's still not enough to sway me, I don't think. Here, let's go. Let me see what we can pull up. Trailblazers. All right, Giles, McCollum, Nurkic, and Collins, they're all out still. Now let's look at the Phoenix Suns. All right, so the Phoenix Suns are fully healthy. And Portland just not that healthy, and they're traveling to Phoenix. It's something about that desert when people travel to the desert to go play against these guys in Phoenix. Um, Phoenix at home is just they're one of the top teams in the NBA. They've shown me enough this season for me to be able to take this. I'm going to take Phoenix minus the 6 at home in the over 227. Everybody knows Damian Lillard is a dog. His whole team shoots threes. Um, Easily take this one over 227. Easy. These are two teams right here that if Devin Booker and Damian Lillard both get hot and they start trading buckets like shooters like to do, I'm going to come down and shoot it. You're going to come down and shoot it. If it gets down to one of those, I could easily see Damian Lillard and Devin Booker both going for about 35, 40 points. And if that's the case, I see this one going way over. Let's get to the second to last game of the night. One of my favorite teams in the league to bet on right now, even though they just lost the last one. Here we got the Charlotte Hornets versus the Utah Jazz. Utah's at home. They have one of the best home records this season. They finally let us down. Didn't cover the last spread. But shit, out of 20 games, they covered 18 spreads. There's not much for me to complain about as far as that goes, because I've been hitting with them this whole time. I'm going to continue to go back to that well. They got the Utah Jazz at home minus 12 over Charlotte. That's something I'm not interested in. I'm not taking the minus 12, but I will add them onto my parlay and just take Utah just to win the game. And I'll take this one under the 228. This one right here, under the 228. And the only reason I say that is because Utah Jazz is one of the best defensive teams in the league. And Charlotte Hornets, while they do have a lot of scorers on their team, they have a lot of young players on their team. So I could see maybe like the first quarter, Utah Jazz coming out, beating the brakes off of Charlotte in the first quarter. And then just every quarter after that, they're forcing, they're chucking. They're just not able to put up the points that they usually do. And this one goes under. So I'm taking Utah Jazz just to win the game in the under. If you want to get risky with it, take the Utah Jazz minus the 12.5. I have all the confidence in the world here that the Utah Jazz win. It's just that with me, anything past 10, 9, 8 points that you got to win by is kind of tricky because the end of the game, you got garbage time, free throws, all this shit that happens at the end of the game that could really mess up those point spreads. And for the last game of the day, we have the Washington Wizards, who are on like a 2 or 3 game win streak. They've been playing amazing. Beat the Celtics, a couple other good teams recently. And then we have the Lakers, who lost Anthony Davis to an Achilles injury. He's gone for about 2 to 3 weeks. And he went out against the Nuggets. The Lakers just haven't looked the same since. And they got the Lakers at home here. I understand this against Washington Wizards. But they got the Lakers minus 7 here. And the total is 228. This line right here, I get it. The Lakers are at home. I think it's minus 7 because, for one, the Lakers are at home. For two, the Washington Wizards just haven't been playing that great recently. But I don't think Vegas has caught up with the line on this one. And I say that because Anthony Davis is out. The Lakers haven't been playing too well since he went out, obviously. He's a key factor on that team. And if the rest of the team isn't doing anything to help LeBron, they're not going to win many games. Seeing as though last game LeBron only had 19 points, they're able to focus him now on defense and make him kick it to these other guys. And these other guys just aren't getting it done right now. With that being said, Washington getting it done recently. Lakers not getting it done recently. Washington is pretty much back to full health, which I've been waiting for this whole season. I wanted to see what they were going to be about, and they started winning. I mean, they dropped like 14 games there straight, 12 games, some shit like that. But the team wasn't fully healthy. They weren't meshed. You know what I mean? They've only played a couple games together. Whatever the case may be, just here, I have no confidence with the Lakers. My pick here is going to have to be Washington Wizards on the road, plus the 7. We'll take this in the over 228, just because I could see this one going Washington Wizards by halftime, up by 15, and, everybody just coming out there second half, chucking the ball up, trying to catch up. A lot of points scored, but I don't think they'll be able to catch up. I think I got Washington here winning it outright. If you want to take any team money line today, I think your best bet is going to be Washington money line. You'll probably get some good money on Washington money line. But my pick here is going to be Washington plus the 7 in the over 228. All right, that's all the games for today. You guys know I like to give a little recap at the end of the video, let you guys know what my parlay for the day would be, or just a couple teams. Those aren't always just a take that and parlay and run with it. Sometimes it's my top bets of the day, which you can make single bets on each of them. You could take them if you like them and make a parlay. You could take what I got, take out a team, put in a team, whatever you want to do. Make it yours. Make it a good one. Let's win some money today, man. This is Suze from Full Court Press with my daily parlay picks. My best picks of the day are going to be Chicago plus the 1 against Houston. I think Chicago has enough firepower to come in here and beat a team that's just hurt, injured, not on the same page. My second pick of the day is going to be Dallas Mavericks to beat the Memphis Grizzlies. Right here, we got to watch Kristaps Porzingis. Is questionable because tomorrow they play Boston, and they might want to rest him. I feel like, honestly, even if he is injured, I think even if he doesn't play today and he sits out for the back-to-back, I think the Mavericks have enough to get it done against this Memphis team that is still struggling to find their identity. They just recently got back healthy, so I think it's going to take them a second to get back right before I start putting money on them like that. So I'm taking Dallas here minus the 5. And then I'm going to take Phoenix Suns at home minus 6 over the Portland Trailblazers. That just sticks out to me as an easy one. And then we got the Utah Jazz just to win the game. I can't take a minus 12, but I'll take the Utah Jazz to beat Charlotte at home. And then Washington plus the 7 traveling to Los Angeles to play the Lakers with no Anthony Davis. Washington's been on a good little tear here, so I'm going to take them tonight and see what happens. Again, quick recap. That's Chicago plus the 1, Dallas minus the 5, Phoenix minus the 6, Utah just to win, and the Washington Wizards plus the 7. Again, this is Suze with Full Court Press. Thank you guys for coming and checking out the video. Thank you guys for tuning in every single day. Hit that subscribe wherever it is. Right there. Hit that subscribe button, like, comment, share the video for me on your social media. We got Full Court Press Clothing over on Instagram at Full Court Press Clothing. Also, I stream on Twitch. If you want to watch me stream on Twitch, I stream Apex Legends, Call of Duty Warzone, 2K, Madden, UFC, you name it. Streaming all of those. I appreciate you guys for rocking with me, man. This is Suze. Those are my daily picks, and that's going to be it for me, man. You guys have a good day.